So, we're here in Jersey City.
Give me a second to get my hand back down. And action.
So we're here in Jersey.
Oh, and
Let's try one more time.
action.
So we're here in Jersey City, up on the rooftop.
Hey guys.
We're gonna talk a little bit about Jesse's upcoming album. It's gonna be released sometime in the new year.
Yeah.
Great. So the name of the album is Hold Momentarily.
That's not true.
Hold Momentarily.
Held momentarily.
Held Momentarily.
Let's start over.
Let's start over.
When this old heart was younger, it was.
So we're up here on the rooftop in Jersey City, and we're going to talk a little bit about Jesse's upcoming album that's going to be released sometime in the new year.
Yeah. Hey guys.
The title of the album is Held Momentarily.
That's true. Yeah.
What is the name about? What does that all mean?
It kind of came. We were on a train in Manhattan. The train was held, and on the little, the LCD thing.
Ladies
on
and gentlemen, we're being held momentarily by the train's dispatcher. Please be patient.
Something about the moment I saw it just seemed poetic in an odd way, and I was like, oh, that'd be a great title for an album. Waking up next to you, I'm tangled in our sheets and blanket. I reach and feel your skin warm like the sunlight, you're electric.
The album literally was held 15 years.
Yeah,
in
just
between.
that, like not my career, but just that I just felt like I was held by life, by circumstance, by myself probably for 15 years, and that it would be a good title to kind of herald a new release.
Yeah.
You've got me believing that it's worth a try, that there are new pages, there is another side, yeah. To do what I have to do, I know I'll need someone like you, yeah. To do what I have to do, I know I'll need someone like you, yeah. You, yeah. You, yeah. The album is really about a couple major themes. Me falling in love with an amazing woman, and also about, just really trying, again, after 15 years of not really performing and pursuing music, really getting back into it. But with this particular relationship, how it made me realize, like, love and life itself is very transitory. Like, just it's constantly moving. When you find love, you're kind of lucky if you can hold on to it. Sometimes you can have a whole life together. Sometimes it can be a week or a month or whatever. You don't know what's going to happen. So it's held momentarily. Also kind of took on that meaning of, feeling really grateful for a love, but also being really aware that it may not be forever, or that forever may be a very short time, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it totally does.
that the curtain's drawn. It's drawn.
So 15 years between album releases. I mean, what was it that made you go, it's time to do this again?
Yeah. I talked about a new relationship, and one thing that's great about her is that she started saying, like, for a birthday or for Christmas or for something, instead of wanting a gift, she'd say, I want you to write me a new song. So she really was the impetus to start writing new stuff. I guess I'm deadline driven, and once I had a deadline, I was like, okay, I can now write again. And I wrote one song, two songs, and then at some point I had three. And all along that way, I guess the confidence was building again that, oh, I actually am a songwriter still. And then I am a performer, and then it just kind of built into where I started taking voice lessons and really felt the desire to get out there and perform again.
Never found a place where I was understood. I searched for a welcoming new neighborhood.
So you had an opportunity to take some time off and really focus on doing music.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought about it, and it was the idea was terrifying because it was a great company to work for. I enjoyed what I did, but again, there was this building awareness that I was still a singer-songwriter, and that I did still have these things to say. I kind of took that as a sign, like this was an opportunity that was not going to be presented multiple times, and I took the opportunity, and it was terrified.
Call off the searching and all the hurting. I've found a vulnerable love to mend all.
Obviously, you have a lot of reasons for wanting to do more music and to perform more,
Yeah.
but to take it upon yourself, recording an album by yourself
Yeah.
and producing all of it on your own dime, I mean, that's a big decision. Why?
Yeah. So what I was saying, like getting out there, doing all the shows, I started realizing, and I kind of knew this, but I realized more as I was doing it, that most people start doing shows when they have an album to promote. Like they want to sell some albums, they go out there and they do some shows. I was doing shows to test new material and to just test my mettle as a performer. And I got to a point where I realized, like, oh yeah, I kind of need to do an album. And then there was a period where I was like, well, I need to put a band, like there were all these shoulds, a list of shoulds that I had where I was like, I should put a band together, I should find a producer, I should get a record contract, I should, blah, blah, blah. A list of all these reasons why I couldn't do it right then. And then, weeks went by and maybe even a handful of months went by and I was like, these things aren't happening. And then I realized, like, okay, I've done 2 albums before, I kind of know how to do it. I've never done it on my own, but what would it be like if I did? I mean, the technology has certainly, in the last 15 years, progressed to where you can do it.
Yeah.
So that was the starting point, is just being like, okay, I'm going to see what it would be like. Like, is the quality going to be there to put out an album on my own?
You in pursuit of your childhood dreams. You got trapped in the shadow of responsibilities and everything you wanted to hear, but nobody told you the words. Everything you
What now? What are your hopes for the album? What would you like to see happen?
Yeah. Like I'm not putting out a record because I want to sell a bunch of records, or even I want to sell 100 copies, or I want to sell 100,000 copies. It's really about, I had this story to tell. That's the other thing. This album, I feel like as I get older, my songs become much more personal. Like I've had people who have listened to early copies or early copies of the album and have been like a little bit like, ooh, you're putting it out there. Like that's your story. I'm like, I don't know how to do it differently.
Yeah.
This is again what I was saying earlier. That's how I use music, is to kind of work through my own stuff. And so that's my goal now, is just to continue. Like this album is not going to be my last album, regardless of how this sells. I mean, I think that's the great thing about technology now, is that I don't need to sell a lot of copies to keep my record deal, to keep putting out records. I can keep putting them out myself. It's not about the money. It's about just chasing the process, chasing that ever elusive thing of what it means to be an artist, whatever that means.
Yeah.
So my point is, I'm trying to be much more methodical and thoughtful about how this album comes out. But in the meantime, I think I am going to release it. It is going to be available before the official release date in 2015. So probably by the time this video ends up on wherever it ends up, go to josiecorrell.com to listen to it. Yeah, I mean, again, that's my goal. I want you to buy it, of course. I want the old capitalist system to be beefed up by this whole transaction. But what's more important to me is that you listen to it. So it's going to be on Spotify. It's going to be on all of the streaming resources. So it's much more important that you just check it out. And if something matters, or something, if you see yourself in some of the songs, which I hope you will, you'll listen to it and you'll share it with friends. Again, if that's through capitalist means, or if that's through streaming or file sharing means, I don't care. It's more important to me at this age that I can keep doing this, and I will keep doing it. But more importantly, that it just gets to the people it should get to.
Yeah.
Promise you'll take care of yourself, and I will do the same. I want to have you as long as possible, come what may. All I want is to be yours, yeah. All I want is to
If people want to check out your blog that you've been doing that coincides with this
Yeah.
project, that's also on your website as well.
Yep, it's josiecorrell.com, and I mean, if you're watching this, you probably see something below it that says how you spell my name. So I'm not gonna spell it because it's right there.
Yeah.
But
do the work, you
I mean,
know.
just look.
Come on,
just
just look at it. Just look
just down a little bit.
There you go.
That's .com.
That's all you have to do.
And yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for checking this out, and we hope
Thank
you
you.
enjoy the album when it releases in the new year.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time. Josiah.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
We're brothers. Did we say that?
We're brothers, so
Yeah.
if you didn't get that from our dynamic, maybe you can go back and rewatch it through that filter of us being blood relatives, and
Yeah.
maybe that'll make it more interesting for you.
Yeah. Do that.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
first storms already.